You expect rookies to make significant mistakes that will lose you games. He's making all the right plays to win games. The dude is a winner.
I'm really excited to talk about some football with you. I want to talk about the Commanders first, where you were drafted, of course. So what they're doing right now, I feel like is nothing short of impressive, especially with a rookie quarterback at the helm. And there's a lot to attribute to his success. But what do you think is one of the main factors here for that success?
Oh, I think it starts at the top. Let's not forget the leadership that's changed in Washington. You know, bringing Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, and the rest of the crew, Mark. I mean, all these dudes are great leaders who want to win. That's how you build a great program. And I think when you have that and you hire the right people to do their job and you allow them to do their jobs, good things will happen. Fortunate enough for the Commanders, it's happening a lot sooner than people could have imagined. For one, you got the right position right. You got quarterback right. Once you get quarterback nailed down, it it rubs off on everybody. Whether you have a mediocre team, that mediocrity is gonna rise a little bit. And when you have a good team like they have, you're gonna become great. And that's where they are. They're sitting at the edge of greatness. Now it's just getting through these games. I mean, tough challenge coming up, but I mean, if there's a team that I would say can go beat Detroit, can go play with the top dogs in the AFC, it would be this Washington team. So I'm happy to see it, being reconnected with the program after almost 20 years being detached. It's a great feeling. I'm just happy to be along for the ride with them.
Right. When you watch Jayden Daniels play, what's something that you consistently
Mhm.
notice about the guy? Or what do you think makes him so special?
The poise. And, one thing about the league is most
Right.
games are very close. So when you watch how he handles that pressure in those situations, that's a veteran making those plays. That's not your typical rookie. You expect rookies to make significant mistakes that will lose you games. He's making all the right plays to win games. The dude is a winner. I mean, I don't know what else. There's not a knock on his game right now, which is kind of funny because every great quarterback we've known didn't start out this way. It's rare for people to start out very hot like he has. You can look at CJ Stroud. How great was he last year? But look at the bumps in the road that he hit. Now, I don't expect that from Jayden Daniels. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I'm optimistic that this kid is the future of this franchise on the field. And fortunate enough, we got it.
One of the guys you played with in DC, Deion Sanders, his name's being thrown around as potentially filling the Cowboys' vacant head coaching role. That now that Mike McCarthy's gone, two-part question for you here. So, could you see Deion as an NFL head coach? Do you think he sees himself as an NHL or NFL head coach? Do you think he could fit in with Dallas?
He could fit in anywhere. It all
I
depends
believe
on
that.
do do people want to fit in with him, because he comes with a lot, of attention. And, he's very confident, but I don't think people understand where that comes from. The dude, I don't know a harder worker than Dion. So he's not confident by default. He's confident through his work and his preparation. So any franchise would be lucky to have him. I hope he gets a legitimate shot. And, Dallas would have been the last place I thought he'd go. But I'm happy to hear that there's some mutual interest there. So I think he's ready for it. I mean, he is a pro's pro. I mean, he's a coach. And, his experience in the game of football and leadership, I mean, he could stand up against anybody. So I tell you what, anybody who gets him, be lucky to have him. He's a winner. So he turned Colorado's program around. I expect him to do the same in the league if he gets a shot.
Right. I mean, you said it, man. He comes with a lot of attention. So does Jerry Jones. It could
Yep.
maybe work,
Oh yeah.
possibly.
When from a marketing angle, it's the best move Jerry could make.
Right.
I mean, he's
Right.
already the richest franchise in the world. So I mean, how much better can you make it?
Right. Another team that you played for, the Denver Broncos. What did you take away from this season, this year, and what are your expectations for them moving forward with Bo Nix?
Oh, a lot of promise. A lot of promise. Again, they got it right with the quarterback.
Hmm.
I think he's still learning, and you can see it. You can see like he's still a young quarterback, but his upside is his ceiling. It's just so high. So I expect him to get better over time. The beauty for him is he has a great offensive mind like Sean Payton, who's a sort of a whisperer to quarterbacks. He'll definitely, help his career, his young career, until he gets to the point where he's a true vet and handle a lot on his own. But I love where the franchise is headed. Again, great leadership, and it rolls downhill, man. It rubs off on everybody. So starting from the top, they got it right, and now here we are. Great head coach, good quarterback. Sky's the limit.
I kind of went down a rabbit hole the other night about like looking at their defense and whatnot. And it's crazy how their defense went from one end of the spectrum last season to, another this year, showed so much improvement. And Vance Joseph's name's been thrown out there
Yes.
again for another head coach vacancy, but
Mhm.
you don't think he would leave after this season, right? Or do
No, I
you?
think he wants to be a head coach.
You think he
If
would
he had the
leave?
opportunity, yes, you take advantage of that. It's only fitting that he gets another shot. I'm just happy to hear people talking about him in that way because he deserves it. And I'm not surprised. I think when you go backwards like he did, it humbles you, but it also gives you another level of aggression. And I think that's why we led the league in sacks because they were just all over the quarterback, and that's how you succeed in this league. Disrupt the quarterback.
Okay, last few questions for you here. College football, very quickly. So, all eyes are on Notre Dame and Ohio State in this year's Natty. Do you think this is Ohio State's year?
It should be. They're the best team, clearly. I don't feel like Notre Dame's quarterback's good enough to win it. He just hasn't been consistent. I think that game against Penn State, it was poor quarterback play across the board. But can he make plays? He can. And will he win situations? They just got to keep it close. If they keep it close, they got a shot. But Ohio State, to me, kind of took their foot off the gas this past week. I feel like they should have dominated every game. They dominated the first two games. So it's a little surprising that they had a little test, but I don't see how Notre Dame beats them unless their quarterback plays exceptionally well, because I don't think they can stop them.
Right. Your Georgia Bulldogs. I know they're not going to be going to the Natty, but they did have another impressive season. Do you think, or do you expect Kirby Smart to take them deep into the playoffs next year?
I do. I expect him to, because of the culture he's built. Everybody's coming in there assuming they can win,
Mhm.
and they work that way. So I think one thing we gotta figure out is we had a good defensive year, but I think we have to be great until we figure out who our quarterback is, and then if it's gonna be Gunner, he has to be more consistent. And that's really what's gonna take us over the top. You cannot win the big games without solid quarterback play.
Hey, sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.